Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? 2:07 this afternoon, Wednesday the 23rd. Air Force Staff Sergeant Stephen Ellis here, standing in for Sergeant Garden. I am in the studio with Master Sergeant Van and Miss Angie Whidden. How y'all doing?
Good.
Okay, cool. So, hey, what are we talking about today?
CrossFit.
CrossFit. Okay, that's pretty cut and dry. Now, the military has really fallen in love with CrossFit lately, right?
Yes, sir.
For the past, 3-4 years, I guess that's when, everyone's kind of been jumping on the bandwagon.
It's been picking up pretty good over the past couple of years, yeah.
Now, there's a reason for that. I mean, it's hugely effective, right? I mean,
absolutely. I mean, everything that we do in CrossFit really kind of transforms into what we do as soldiers and as people.
Right. And because I know at my last base, I kind of got into CrossFit. It went from normal Air Force PT of like, well, let's do 15 push-ups and a bunch of sit-ups and all that to like, buddy carries and like all this like actual functional stuff. Functional fitness I know is kind of a trigger term. But so yeah, we'll be getting into all that. Of course, we got good music, all that and more here on the Eagle. This is Sheena Easton with Strut. Major Lazer, DJ Snake on the track of Lean On here on the Eagle. It is 2:15 right now. I am in the studio with Master Sergeant Van and Angie Whidden. How you guys doing?
All right.
Doing good.
So the flavor of the hour is CrossFit, which I just learned started in the 70s. I thought it started like, because it became like kind of a fad, like 6 years ago about, I think. I'm factoring in the military adopted it 4 years ago. The military is about 2 years behind the curve, so, I figured 6 years ago. But no, the 70s, 1974, I guess.
So Dr. Greg Glassman actually started his whole his whole study of it. Looking for something that would help him. With his gymnastics, like we were just talking about here a few minutes ago, and it's grown into something for me personally. It's grown into something that's helped me with confidence, and it's helped me physically. And it's helped me mentally as well. So I mean, it's legit.
So how did you find it then? Like, what got you into it?
The games, TV, watching the games on TV, and when I saw that, it looked sexy, it looked cool, it looked interesting, and so I wanted to try it out, and it quickly destroyed me. So I wanted more of that. So yeah, the games.
And it takes a certain type of person, because after your first workout of the day, after your first workout, I mean, you were completely, like you said, destroyed. I mean, most of your limbs don't work, but
it's just some soreness, but you begin to embrace the soreness, right. and it's all about that moment where you hit that personal record, or you execute a movement that you didn't think you were able to execute. Mm-hmm. So that's what it's all about. Just getting better every day.
All right, Angie, how did you find it?
Actually, my neighbor across the street asked me to watch her kids one day and said she's going to go to an on-ramp class for this thing called CrossFit. I had no clue what that was, so I researched it online and said, nope, that's not for me. I was a stay-at-home mom of 2, 40 pounds heavier. I started seeing some changes in her, and I decided, hey, I'm going to give it a try, and I've been hooked ever since.
Okay. Wow. And it's working for you. You look great, so
Thank you.
Good on you for that. And it goes from Googling one day to now a level 2
Yes, sir.
Instructor. So that's not an impossible goal at all. Awesome. Well, hey, we'll talk more about it later this hour, but in the meantime, 75 degrees right now, winds at 8 out of the east. Our high today, actually, our high tomorrow is going to be 86. We've already reached our high today. Tomorrow's going to be partly cloudy skies. It's going to cool down to a nice 63 degrees tonight. And your DVD Community Bank exchange rate
is 1,145 won to $1 US.
And your exchange fuel prices are regular at $2.57, premium $2.99, and diesel at $2.67.
Keep it right here on the Eagle for more. That was a weekend with I Can't Feel My Face. You probably know that by now. That song has been just barraging the top 40 charts for a couple weeks now. I'm in the studio with Angie Whidden and Master Sergeant Van here. Master Sergeant Brian Van, how y'all doing?
All
We're
right.
doing good. We're doing real good.
So we're talking about CrossFit this hour. Obviously, we talked last break. Angie, you said you were 40 pounds heavier.
Yes, sir.
Before you started CrossFit.
Mhm.
And now, awesome.
Yes.
Starting band? Where were you at before you started CrossFit?
Before I started CrossFit, I just lifted weights and did not have a understanding of my body. And now it's totally different as far as, me using my body functionally, and then how I can perform, in my day-to-day job. So,
Okay.
big difference.
Now, we do have another guest in the studio. Actually, there are like 8 people in here right now. You just don't know. But Specialist Skylar Naples, who is right now on the mic. Tell me your story. How did you get into it?
So I was very weak at PT, and I was on the overweight program, and I was kind of forced to attend PT sessions with my supervisor. And at first I was like, I'm really not into it. I don't think this is going to be for me. But we're training at the Humphreys CrossFit gym, and I saw people doing like this formal class, and I decided, hey, let me give it a try. And I tried it out, and I saw results instantly, and I just went from there, fell in love.
Right. And now, as we talked about earlier, you can now lift a Dodge Ram right now, right? Just deadlift Dodge Ram. No big deal.
Too easy.
Cool. So one of the huge things, like we said earlier, we were talking earlier, I'm on the CrossFit Facebook page, and every now and then they'll post articles about the community of CrossFit, and half of it sure is the fitness, but it seems like the other half is people coming together kind of towards a common goal. We actually had the chaplain in yesterday talking about how community is hugely important. Kind of tell me about the community of CrossFit.
Yeah. One thing I always stress to our new athletes is, they walk in as a stranger, but they complete a workout with us, they leave as family. We work really hard to ensure that we support each other throughout our workouts, and actually a lot of times at the end of the workout, the last person working out gets cheered on the most. So we work to ensure that everybody feels welcome and that everybody is they're doing their best and that we can support them in that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was weird whenever I first got introduced to it. I was like one of the, no, don't talk to me, I'm in the gym, like whatever. And like, when I first went to my first box, people were like offering to spot me and everything. I was like, what? I don't know what's happening. Why is everyone talking? But that's really cool though, because a lot of times people go into the gym. I think we can all relate to a time in our lives where we walked into a gym and it was like, oh, this is a little much. People are lifting Dodge Rams right now. I'm just too scared about this. But yeah, the community is great about encouraging. So that's really cool. That's really awesome. So Sergeant Van, Specialist Naples, kind of what did you notice when you were first getting into it?
Recently, we just had 2 competitions. We had a 9/11 wide on September 11th, and then we had an actual throwdown where we had a bunch of people come out and compete. And you could see a lot of athletes who just started, athletes who had been doing it a little while, and then athletes who have been doing it for a long while, how everybody's, really improved. And to see everybody, really cheer and come around each one of those athletes. It wasn't just one person being cheered. It was a group of athletes being cheered by other athletes. That's what, really stood out to me as a community, coming together and pushing each other, to get better.
The morning of the throwdown, at first, actually, I wasn't thinking about doing it, but Coach Angie, of course, she does talk us into everything we do. So I decided to sign up for it and give it a try. My first competition ever. It was great. It was a great experience. I placed 12th out of 24 females, and it was great.
Awesome. So I think we basically, we're doing great for CrossFit PR right now. Public relations, not, you guys. But we do have, there are competitions kind of in the future in the local area. I know Camp Humphreys, you guys have, different competitions throughout the year. Am I correct?
We try to host at least 2 a year.
Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about those on the next break. But in the meantime, Gavin DeGraw and Nick Jonas following your newscast right here on AFN Osan. Cinderella with Cheyenne right here on the Eagle. So we're in the studio. I'm in the studio with Master Sergeant Brian Van and Angie Whidden, level 2 coach over at Camp Humphreys. Now we were just talking. So if you don't know what a burpee is basically where you're standing there, you drop into kind of like the bottom of a push-up, chest to ground, push yourself up, bring your feet to your hand, like you kind of jump up. Like it's kind of, I don't know how to...
Clap your hands above your head, fully extend your hips.
Basically, the spark notes of it, it's absolutely terrible. And we were just talking, like, it's not built for the taller people. If you're short, you're at an evolutionary advantage to, like, burpees.
Correct.
Now, this is not me calling you short, but you hold the box record.
Yes, at Humphreys CrossFit.
And what is that?
It's 150 burpees in 9 minutes, 54
Okay,
seconds.
so we're at Osan. I just heard everybody over at Humphreys, like, cry out in despair at the thought of 150 burpees. It's terrible, but CrossFit has a lot of it opens itself to like crazy records like that because people find themselves with the ability to suddenly do things like this. Someone who's maybe never done CrossFit is like 150 burpees. No, I haven't even done one. But people aren't just born to do 150 burpees.
Right, it becomes a mental game. Not only are you challenging yourself physically, but mentally. When you hit 50, 60, 70 burpees, you want to stop, you want to quit. Why am I doing this? And you just keep going. You just do another burpee, just get another one done. Pretty soon you're at 90, you're at 100. Right. You've got 50 left. Now you've got 40, you've got 30, and then you're done.
Right, because 150 was an arbitrary number that you picked. You set
Yes.
the goal for yourself, and you said that you were crying, and
I was.
just we're done with life by the end of it.
Pretty much.
So, and that's what
Yeah.
counted, right?
Under 10 minutes was my goal.
Oof, man. Yeah, oof. So we talked earlier, a throwdown sounds kind of scary, but it's just, basically, what is it?
It's basically a CrossFit competition. We held one 2 weekends ago at Camp Humphreys at the Fitness Annex. Actually, that's where we're held, the home of Humphreys CrossFit. We invited all the Republic of Korea military affiliates to come. We had 5 boxes represented. We had close to 80 athletes. We had male and female RX and scaled divisions, and we had a great time. Lasted pretty much all day, from about 9 to 6. Just had a great time.
Okay, and so now you're working on scheduling next year's, is that correct?
Yes, we do not have a date set yet, but yes.
Okay, so that's perfect because anybody out there who's thinking like CrossFit Games, like that sounds so crazy, you have time to get in. You guys have an on-ramp class, which is a class for beginners coming up here. When?
We don't have that one scheduled yet, but yeah, we tried.
Time to talk yourself into it, so there
Yeah.
we go.
An on-ramp class basically is an intro to CrossFit, so we ask all of our new athletes to attend an on-ramp class. We try to have 2 a month.
Okay, great. And that's, really the only way to get there is to start somewhere, and that's the perfect place to start because all these certified coaches showing proper form,
Yes.
that sort of thing.
Yep.
So definitely a huge recommendation to get out there.
Yeah, absolutely. We have about 4 coaches that are dedicated and have dedicated themselves to the on-ramp class, and they have taken that and ran with it. And our on-ramp classes have grown from 3. I will have 2 days notice, and our on-ramp will be full of like 13, 14. We're in the middle of a growth spurt right now. So they've taken that and ran. We've asked, like I said, all of our new athletes to attend one of those before they come to one of our classes, and they are better because of that. It's easier for them to get into a class and not be so lost. They kind of know what's going on.
Absolutely. Now, who are these classes open to?
These classes are open to anybody who wants to come join us. They have to get on post, and they can just come and join the classes after they take the on-ramp class. We have more information on our on-ramp class on our Facebook page. If you join Humphreys CrossFit, you'll find all of our up-to-date information on there.
Okay, you guys are on Instagram too? Right?
Yes, Humphreys.CrossFit.
Okay. Well, I'm not really like in the Instagram game, so I'm just going to take it from there. Humphreys.CrossFit.
Yes.
Google that. All right. Cool. So, thanks for coming out, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I'm Brian Van, Specialist Skylar Naples, Angie Whidden. It was a pleasure having you guys, and hopefully towards the next competition,
Yes,
we'll
sir.
hear some more from you guys. All right?
Absolutely.
Cool. Air Force Staff Sergeant Isaac Garden will be back next hour. That is it for me. I will see all you cool cats tomorrow morning at 6. Keep it right here on AFN Osan, the Eagle.